welcome back to my channel. Today I have my August haul for you guys. Now honestly I only have not even several, like 4 things that I have for my own collection. The rest are a massive library haul because the libraries aren't open, but I get to go into the library and I checked out a lot of books. My receipt when I printed out told me I saved over $500 by using the library for this trip. Yikes. I have a lot of just really exciting books that I just want to talk about. There's so many of them, oh my god, I'm never going to read them. So first let's just talk about the ones that I personally have for my collection. The first one is the only book that I ended up buying. Like, it's the only book I bought in months, I feel like, and that is Stamped from the Beginning, and this is a history of racist ideas in America. And it kind of talks about the evolution of segregationalist, assimilist, anti-racist, and over time in history and where racist ideas come from. That policies are made from racist ideas, but a lot of times policies enforce racist. It's a very complex story. As you can see, I am only a few chapters into it. There's a lot going on. And so I knew I needed a copy because I've been just highlighting and writing notes and whatnot throughout this. So such an important read. It's been a really great read. I love the writing style of it, so I knew I had to have a copy of that. And from the Fairy Loot box last month, we got Shielded, and honestly, this isn't something that necessarily really sparks joy for me. Look at this. I don't care for this cover, and it seems like quite a mediocre story in my opinion. It's about a girl who, her kingdom, I believe, is, you know, on the edge of war, and her father thinks that she's kind of useless, so he sends her off, but her caravan is ambushed, and so she ends up like kicking their ass, but then she has to find out what's really going on in order to save the kingdom, and blah 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 blah. So I don't know how to feel about this. I'm waiting to see some reviews come out about this to see, you know, is it really worth the read? I tend to enjoy Fairy Loot's selections, but this one just isn't really doing it for me personally, so I think it's more me. I'm just kind of tired of that kind of storyline, so. And then I was sent 2 books for review. One is 5 Total Strangers. So it looks like she's stuck at the airport because there's a blizzard happening, but she comes across these other people and they're like, you know, we're leaving if you want to ride with us. So she gets in the car assuming that they are all friends. But in the car, she realizes that they are all total strangers to each other, and one of these strangers is, you know, there's something fishy going on. Someone's got a dark secret, and she believes that they might be in trouble, especially when the car breaks down, I believe, in the blizzard. So, could be quite interesting. I'm pretty excited about this. I probably won't get to this until later in the year. I do believe this comes out in October. It says October 6th, but I know publishing dates are a little weird right now. I don't know. And then the other one has the most gorgeous cover of all time. This is We Were Restless Things. This cover is stunning. So that automatically makes me nervous about how the story's going to go. But this is about a boy, I believe, that drowns in an invisible lake. And the girl that knows about it and can see, I believe she's getting messages from him from the afterlife. But she's the only one who really knows about it. And she can see, I believe, this imaginary lake. And they have to unravel the truth about what is happening in the woods, or else someone else may end up dead. So it sounds like there might be kind of this supernatural element to this. And it looks so stunning, and I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'll probably read this in October. It does also come out, I believe, October 6th. At least that is what the book is telling me. Alright, those are pretty much the only things that I got for my own personal collection, at least that I know of. I felt like there was more in the first time I filmed this, but things have become scattered since then. So, library books. Let's get into library books. One of the first things that I checked out was Trail of Lightning, and then I also ended up checking out the sequel, which is Storm of Locust. This is a Navajo-inspired apocalyptic story, and it is about Maggie, who is a monster slayer, and she comes across this monster that she realizes someone is making, and she has to get to the bottom of it in order to stop this person from making monsters and also stop the monsters. But there's so many other things going on, so many side plots and subplot things happening, so it's very action-packed and very fun, so I needed the sequel immediately, even though I haven't gotten around to it. And then another series that I checked out the first 2 of is the Jumbies, as well as Rise of the Jumbies, and this is a Caribbean mythology inspired about the Jumbies, who are basically these creatures that are up to no good, but this follows a young girl who sees something weird happening in the woods, and then she comes home and there's this beautiful stranger in her house trying to seduce her father, and then she finds out that the Jumbies are coming for her town. So she has to get to the bottom of the Jumbies and stop them from taking over the town, and it's just such a action-packed story, and it's a little dark and spooky, and I loved it, so I had to get the second one. Okay, what's next? Keeping on with the middle grade, I also picked out Amal Unbound, and this is about a girl in a Pakistani village. This is about kind of the social structure of her village, and she ends up insulting one of the most powerful men in her village, and she ends up becoming a servant for this man, and it deals with just kind of the different social issues happening and political issues happening, and it's just it's a sad story, but it's uplifting, and there's like a light at the end of the tunnel and things like that, and it's just a very important read, but the cover is gorgeous on top of that. So there's that one. Then I also checked out Ghost Squad, again another middle grade, and this is perfect for the spooky season, my friends. This is about a girl who can see her relatives' ghosts, and it talks a little bit about her Dominican heritage and how that plays into this, but it also deals with like witches and how these ghosts, the ghosts one day are attacked. She watches her grandma be attacked by something, and so she ends up finding out there's kind of like these evil spirit type things, and so she has to fight them off and figure out, get to the bottom of them, and she teams up with like a witch and things like that. It's just so much fun. It's the perfect spooky read. It's just so cute. Then we have Follow Me to Ground, and I know Books and Lala has talked about this. I tried to listen to it a while back, but I honestly probably couldn't really describe this book, even if you asked me to. I believe this is about a woman who, her father deals with like medicines and he helps heal illnesses and whatnot, and then she ends up finding a guy who is like, I guess like her new boyfriend, but he lives a totally different lifestyle, so she goes to be with him, but then she can't balance both these lifestyles, and I think her father is disappointed in her. I honestly don't know. I honestly, it's very short, and I feel like it's going to be empowering. We will see. I just don't know what to expect from this. I feel like that's one of those stories that you have to go into not really knowing much anyway. Then for spooky season, I got In the House in the Dark of the Woods, and this is about a woman, I believe, that goes into the woods one day. It's up in the air why she does this, but she meets this woman, and then her life is just like changed forever on a journey that will take her through a wolf-haunted wood, down a deep well, and into a living ship made of human bones. She is forced to confront her past and may find that the evil she flees has been inside her all along. So this is a psychological horror suspense type of novel. It is quite short, so I'm pretty excited about this. This is definitely. Okay, going on my October TBR. I'm running out of room back here. I also checked out Wilder Girls for the spooky season, and this is, people keep saying that it is like a female Lord of the Flies. I love Lord of the Flies, so we'll see. But I do think this takes place at a school, and I believe this sickness has come over the land, basically, so then they get stuck inside of the school, and they're not allowed to leave the grounds, or else, you know, this darkness type thing will get them. But I believe her friend goes missing one day, and so she needs to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, they've been told the woods are wild and dangerous, and they wait for a cure they were promised. So her friend goes missing, and she will do anything to find her, even if it means breaking quarantine and braving the horrors beyond the fence. I guess there's some secrets hiding out there, so I don't know, I've heard very polarizing things about this. You either seem to love it or hate it, so hopefully I will be on the first part of that spectrum. Then I checked out, mostly because this book is just gorgeous, A Pocketful of Crows. There is no synopsis on this, except for love made her a prisoner, revenge will set her free, a modern fairy tale of love, loss, and revenge, and this is a perfect modern classic. That's all it tells me. It's got this beautiful, gorgeous depiction on the inside, so I could probably look up what it's about, but I don't want to. I just kind of want to go into this a little unknowing. It does look like there's some illustrations throughout it, which is fun. Where did I see that? There's some really gorgeous depictions through it, so I don't know. This might be another one that I'm going to put on my October TBR. We will see. It seems relatively short, but it's just stunning. So running out of room back there. So I also checked out The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. I've been seeing this getting a lot of hype recently. It's about a girl who gets sent to live in America because her mother found her with her secret girlfriend, and so she's gonna have to struggle with kind of fitting into American lifestyle with her father. But I believe this follows another girl who lives in America, and basically she is struggling with how she feels about the people around her, and she also has been feeling quite ill on top of that and kind of struggling to figure out what's going on. So they end up befriending each other and kind of helping each other along the way, and during this process they find out what has been making her feel ill. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty heavy book. I do believe this deals with a lot of topics. I do believe that it is a sapphic romance. It has LGBTQ on the side. I'm assuming that. And I believe this deals with kind of an uncertain future for the two of them. So I've been seeing good things. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I startled everyone in here. Everyone as in the animals. They all just hang around me. So I had also checked out Friday Black, and this is a collection of stories. I knew going into this when I first started it. I didn't know until I started it that this is going to be quite a heavy book and is going to need a lot of time for contemplation, even though it is quite short. Through these stories, they reveal the violence, injustice, and painful absurdities that Black men and women contend with every day in this country. It deals with racism and cultural unrest and the ways that we fight for humanity in an unforgiving world. So I had just kind of stumbled upon this, and I'm very glad that I did. But I feel like it's going to be a very impactful and important story. So in some later reads, we have The Marriage Game. So this follows Layla as life falls apart, and so she returns home to her father, who's very supportive, and he's like, hey, you know, if you want to work on getting your business started, here's some office space I'll let you use. So on top of that, he's going to set her up on some blind dates. However, some wires have gotten crossed, and the office is also being used by CEO corporate downsizing his company, Sam. Looking in search of a quiet new office, but of course they end up sharing this office together, and Layla, who has a seemingly dysfunctional family, and he's quite annoyed with her parade of hopeful suitors. And they all threaten to disrupt his orderly life. They face off in close quarters, and the sarcasms and sparks fly. So this kind of reminds me of the hating game, so I'm quite excited about it. I'm very, 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 very excited about this, actually. And then we have Ayesha at Last. This is about a woman who lives at home with her Muslim family, and basically she has put her dreams of being a poet on hold and is working as a teacher in order to pay off some of her debts. She is very against the idea of an arranged marriage, and I guess her family is getting on her because her sister is turning down, like, her 100th proposal at this point. So she's just, you know, she's not about it. Then there's Khaled, who comes in, and he's smart and handsome, conservative, and judgmental. She's irritatingly attracted to him. So then a surprise engagement and arranged marriage, I guess, is announced between Khaled and her sister. And she is torn between how she feels. Yes, so she struggles with how she feels about this situation, and then she looks closer into his life as well and finds some secrets there as well. So I don't know, I think this sounds so good. I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama. And then one of the last things that I ended up getting was Swing Time, and I believe this is about a story who deals with two women who are looking to go into the music industry type deal. One is a dancer, and one wants to do more of, I believe, the production of music. So they end up splitting ways, and one becomes a dancer, but like a background dancer, I believe. She's in a chorus line. Oh, so they both want to be dancers. But one goes into a chorus line and kind of struggles with her life, and the other one becomes quite famous. She becomes assistant to a famous singer. And so she gets to see how the 1% lives their life. So she ends up coming up with this philanthropic comes up with this idea to help people. And so the story moves from London to West Africa and travels back and forth, and I believe it is about them finding kind of their roots as well as looking at the music industry and how it treats Black people in the music industry and how that has changed over time, and it just seems like it's very much a conversation about Black music and Black history. And so it deals with the origins of profound inequality are not a matter of distant history, but a present dance as well. So I've heard really good things about Zadie Smith's writing, and I've heard good things about this. I'm way late to the game on this, so we will see if I can get around to it. Okay, so those are the books that I had acquired and checked out and done the things with in August. Let me know if you guys have read any of these things, what I should get to first, if you've enjoyed any of these. If you haven't, let me know down below. Hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future hauls from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Bye!